Hi there, Sanjay Gangal from Sanjay TechCafe. I'm here with Deepal Mehta, Senior Director of Marketing and Business Development at InnoPhase IoT. Hello, Deepal.
Hi, Sanjay. Nice to meet you, and thanks for having us here.
Well, thank you again for joining us, Deepal. We talked before, but remind our viewers about InnoPhase IoT.
Yeah, so InnoPhase IoT is a company focused on disruptive IoT platform solution for IoT devices. As you know, in today's smart home, there's a need for a lot of IoT devices that are wirelessly connected and need to be battery operated for long lasting and ease of customer experience. And so we have been focused on delivering silicon solutions. So we are a fabless semiconductor company, headquarters in San Jose. And we not only build our own silicon that is has a lot of our innovative technology, which is patented for very low power wireless technologies, with Wi-Fi BLE has been our first implementation. But in this generation, we have taken it into creating a single chip IoT platform, which has the microprocessor for the compute and the application programming, as well as the multi-protocol, multi-band wireless support for Wi-Fi, BLE, Thread, and Zigbee. So it's truly a single chip solution all the way from sensor to cloud connectivity that we are providing. And excited to take it to market segments like smart home, industrial IoT, building automation, medical devices, and more, right? So.
Okay, and you describe Talaria as a complete reimagining of what IoT devices can do. What are the core innovations that make the Talaria platform so transformative?
Sure, sure. So, typically, initially, the IoT devices were kind of a handover from other market segments like a set-top box or a cell phone or a laptop. So, not engineered or architected for an IoT use case. From an IoT use case perspective, you want device to be always on, always connected, very secured, also be able to have a long battery life. So for the use cases where either you're a sleepy sensor where you are updating data, say 3 to 4 times a day, or you are always on device like a camera, you want to be able to power manage the device, not just for Wi-Fi, but the overall device, so that the device can last long. You can be secured, you can communicate with high throughput, but also you can be intelligent and smart to do device AI at the device edge. So, and be able to connect to varied sense of sensors. So all different interfaces need to be on your chip. So it's a reimagining in terms of complete connected MCU, untethered experience with multi-protocol support, with connectivity to various sensors, and a complete software stack that not only provides the features of cloud connectivity and different protocol support like video, Matter, and others, but also do it in a very power efficient way and meeting the requirements of the IoT users that enables really the growth of IoT to happen.
So Talaria 6 is supposed to be ultra low power and has long range capability. Can you elaborate on the real world impact this has for battery powered IoT devices?
Sure, sure. So, we had the Talaria 2 to start with, which was the industry's lowest power IoT solution. It was Wi-Fi 4 only. With Talaria 6, we are introducing Wi-Fi 6 capabilities, which actually builds on top of the fundamental low power technology that we had in Talaria 2. To that, it adds capabilities like TWT, which gives you low power for sleepy sensors. Like if you are going to communicate only 3 to 4 times a day, the device can be totally shut off and not be disconnected by the router or the eventual cloud solution that you have. So that capability is built into it. And then we have made a unique implementation for extended range. So there are a few capabilities in Wi-Fi 6 that give you, they are not mandatory, but optional features that give you more range, which we have implemented. And also, based on our technology, we can drive much higher output power for the same data rates or MCS protocol support that the competition has. And so by driving the higher output power, you can drive longer range. Now, it's a semiconductor challenge to drive higher output power, but still meet all the compliance requirements. But that's something the problem that we have solved. So we can do low power if range is not a requirement to an extreme low range. We can operate the device at lower voltages as well as have a fundamental innovation that allows you to transmit Wi-Fi at a lower power, a lower transmit power, lower sleep power, and essentially get a lower DTIM number, which is what the industry benchmark is. But we can also drive higher output if range is important. So for certain cameras or certain door locks, you want the Wi-Fi to last much further out, then this capabilities help to do that. So depending on the use case and the customer requirement, a device can be adjusted to the requirements of the device type or what the customer use case is.
Okay.
Uh,
And security also seems central to your platform with features like ARM, TrustZone, and PSA Level 2
yeah.
certification. Can you explain how InnoPhase IoT is addressing growing concerns about device level security in IoT?
Yeah. So security, I would say, is one of the hurdles to the growth of IoT, right? Imagine if you have a billion devices and they become unsecure, the amount
Mhm.
of problems it can generate to the user, to the enterprise, and to the economy in general. So security is fundamental to the growth of IoT. And there are various security standards, PSA Level 1, PSA Level 2, and with the Talaria 6 platform, we are starting with the PSA Level 2 certification and then going to PSA Level 3 that allows your device to be not only while you are from a boot perspective, right? Make sure your firmware is not tampered. So you have a secured boot, authentication, and communication. Then we have hardware accelerators, crypto accelerators built in the device for secure communication from your device to the router to the cloud. And then we also have capabilities which the ARM TrustZone that you mentioned, right? So that's a fundamental architecture coming from ARM from the M33 onwards. So not all ARM processors are same. Some vendors decided to use M4, some decided to use others, but with M33 is the best architecture, which gives you a trust zone and a memory secure enclaves. So if you have multiple applications running on the device, you can have the protection between the two. You can't have a malignant application be loaded on your device that takes over your device and all that. So we have taken security very sincerely. Some of the European regulations now required, like the RED regulations, have some crypto and security requirements. We're going over and beyond that to make sure we not only have low power and higher performance and throughput and range, but it's also very secured from a so nobody can break in through side channels or even hardware tampering and firmware tampering and things like that.
Okay. And earlier on, you also mentioned that it has got Edge AI and Matter integration. What kind of applications are you seeing that
Sure.
truly benefit from combining on-device intelligence with Matter standard compliance?
Right, right. So, typically AI is done in the cloud, but, it gives you much higher latency, right? So there is a move to have AI at the edge. So you can have the AI in the gateway, maybe at the home router. But what we're trying to do is enable certain use cases where you have AI right at the device edge. So right at your IoT device by having the M33 processor running at a very high frequency and enabling the DSP and floating point functionality of it, we believe we have sufficient compute performance right at the device edge in the single chip solution that can do AI use cases like predictive maintenance. If you have a vibration sensor, you're looking at the vibrations of the motor or the fan, you can run tiny ML model, edge ML model on the device, the M33 itself, with the TensorFlow Lite framework, and you can actually detect and run inferences to see if there is any maintenance required, the vibrations are offline. So that's one use case. Connectivity to the gyroscope or accelerometer and the vibration sensing inputs to do predictive AI related predictive maintenance right on the device edge, right? You can take the action right there. The other use cases we are seeing are like audio wake word, like you've heard about Hello Siri, but it could be for IoT, a little bit more user specific, like, hey, if a glass is breaking, right? So you have intrusion device, detection device, like window sensors, but if it can detect glass break, by the sound of it, or a baby crying, or depending on the use case, or a gunshot, then you can take instant decision right there, right? And the latency would be time critical, and maybe life critical sometimes, that you can take action right there. And then we also have looked at use cases like person detect. Now you can't do face detection with this kind of performance, but a person detect. So while you're recording the camera video, you want to be judicious about what you're recording. You don't want to record everything that there is a motion about, like a tree leaf moving or a squirrel moving or whatever. But if you detect a person, or you detect a car, or certain images that you think are worth trigger a recording, then we have a way where you can have even a low quality sensor directly connected to Talaria 6, and it can detect, and then it can wake up the video chip or not wake up the video chip. So you can have a significant boost in battery life if you do smart recording, right? Using AI as your advantage. So these are some of the sensor fusion, and of course audio and video related. We are not talking about large language models. That's not the
Mhm.
domain we focused on. But smart intelligent AI right at the device edge, where latency is important, helps with your power consumption and the battery life. Those are the use cases that we are looking at. And of course, users will come out with innovative ideas that we haven't thought of, but we are laying the foundation of it by the architecture that we are providing of the single chip solution.
Okay, and when is Talaria 6 sampling?
So Talaria 6 is sampling as we speak. We
Okay.
announced in at CES that we'd be sampling middle of the year. So we have actually EVKs with the initial SDK that we are providing it to customers for their early evaluation, so that they can evaluate and start the designing process. So very happy to say that we are at this stage where we're taking the initial hardware and software out to customers, so that they can, whatever we are saying in this interview or in PowerPoints and all that, or what we have shared at trade shows. We've shown the demo of AI running on Talaria 6 at Sensors Converge in June. Uh, and then we would be providing the product for evaluation for customers as we speak.
Okay, and what is the best way for our viewers to find out more about Area 6 and InnoPhase IoT on the internet?
So we have been doing press interviews like this. We definitely have the product brief and the basic information out there. The customer or the partner can always reach out to us at sales@innophaseIoT.com, reach out to our sales reps or distributors. And then if there is an interest for more in-depth engagement, we of course have NDAs and go in a lot more detail. The customer can open up on their requirements. We can share a lot more detail about the product. But in terms of the general capabilities and all that, we have been announcing it at CES and then showing the product at trade shows and talking to the press about it.
Well, thank you so much, Deepal, for taking time to record this interview. Have a great day and stay safe.
Yeah, thank you. Same to you. Thanks for having us here again. Okay, bye.
Okay. This is Sanjay Gangal from Sanjay TechCafe.